So whenever we are joining the two tables, there should be a common column between the two tables, right? So we should have one primary key and then foreign key. Okay, so if you see here, this is a table and here we have a 4 columns: department ID, name, manager ID and location ID. Generally IDs are only the keys, okay, not the strings. Okay, now if you consider this, we have a 3 IDs here, so this could be a 3 keys. Okay, but only one will be the primary key. In any table there should be one primary key only. There should be 2 or 3 foreign keys, but primary key should be always one. Some cases are there where we can use the composite key, okay, where the 2 columns can be considered as a primary key, but that is the rare case. But in general, if anybody is asking you in the interview also, so you should tell that there should be a one primary key per table. Clear? So what are the requirement of identifying the primary key? Suppose they have given you this table and ask you to just tell me which one is the primary key. So there are some rules for identifying the primary key. So first rule, it should be have a unique values. Unique values means there should be no duplication. Here in the department ID, if you can see, we don't have any duplication, no duplicate values here. Okay, but in the location ID you can see that we are having the duplicate. 1700 is repeating here, so we can't consider location ID as a primary key, right? Now only one primary key will be there in a single table, which I have already told you. There will be no missing values in a column. So second rule is that in the primary key, that column should not contain a missing value. Now here in this manager ID column, you can see that there is no duplication, but there are missing values here, right? So this column is also not be considered as a primary key. So thumb rule for identifying the primary key is that first is there should be not be duplicate value, it should be unique values. Okay, there should not be null values, and in per table you should have a one primary key. Okay, so these 3 rules, if anybody any of the column is satisfying, we can consider it as a primary key. So here in this table, only department ID column, this is satisfying all these three conditions: no duplication, no null values, and this is a one column per table, which is a primary key. So we can consider department ID as a primary key. Okay, now here is another example where we have a department information. So here also you can see there are 4 IDs here, so this can be considered as a primary. Again, if we go for each column, we can see that here duplication is there, so we can't consider it as a primary key. Here null value is present, we can't consider it as a primary key. And here also I have told you that never there should be no string value, it should be always numbers or a mix of string and numbers. So this is a string part, so this is also not considered as a primary key, and here duplication is also there. Okay, so this is also not satisfying the condition. So here only the employee ID, here you can see we are having the unique values, no null values. Okay, so we will consider employee ID as a primary key here. Okay, now another example, here again you can see that here it is a string, so we will not consider it as a primary key. And second thing, that duplication is also present, so only the location ID will be considered as a primary key here, as there is no null value, no duplication, and this is a unique one. Okay, so here also in this table we can consider location ID as a primary key. This is again the another example for the primary key. Here also we can consider this as a primary key. Here duplication is present, here also duplication is present. So whenever you are joining the tables, you should understand which one is the primary key or foreign key, because sometimes you get confused which column should be considered as a primary and foreign. Okay, we will discuss what is foreign key also, but is it clear to you what is the primary key now?
Okay. Yes.
Because in the interview also they always ask the difference between primary key and foreign key. Okay, so you should tell all this difference. Now foreign key. Now what is the foreign key? Foreign key is used to join the multiple tables. So whenever you have a foreign key, whenever you want to join the two tables, you should have a foreign key. Unless and until you don't have a foreign key, you can't join the tables. Okay, so for joining any two tables or multiple tables, you should have a foreign key. Okay, and per table there should
Hmm.
be one relation. Okay, primary key and foreign key. Suppose there are two tables, there is one relation between them. There are three tables, there will be two relations between them. Okay, in the interview also they will ask some
Okay.
questions, something like that. Suppose you have a 20 tables, so how many relations do you have? So you can say that you have to always do minus 1 for the relation. So having 50 tables, you have
Okay.
49. Yes, any question?
Hmm. No.
No, no. So this type of question they will ask. Suppose 20 tables are there, how many relations do you have? So you should have 19. Okay, because in between two tables there should be a
Okay.
one relationship. Okay, and
Hmm. Hmm.
a single table can have a multiple foreign keys, and in a single table you should have a multiple foreign keys. There should be one primary key only, and you should have a multiple foreign keys. Okay, now here this is a
Hmm.
schema diagram. So here we call this as, whenever we have a relation between the tables, okay, we call it as a database schema or
Okay.
diagram. Means entity relation diagram. So each table is called it as a entity. Okay, and we are relating with each other with the
Okay.
primary key, foreign key. That's why we are using the relation here. So entity relation diagram means
Hmm.
the tables with their relation. So in the SQL language we call it as a diagram. Okay, and in the general language of a data analyst we call it as a database schema, but both are same. Okay, so this is the
Okay.
schema, we called it as a, this is a structure. Okay, so here we can see that
Hmm.
tables are joined with each other. These are the relations. So each table is joined with another relation with primary and foreign key. Here this is a employee ID, primary key. Here it is a foreign key. So whenever two tables are joining with each other, there should be a common column between the two tables. If they don't have a common column, we can't join it. Here if you can see in this employee info and employee job history, the employee ID is a primary key, here it is a foreign key. So if we want to join these two table, there should be a common column. So here for joining these two table, we have employee ID as a common key. Okay, that's why we are able to join it. Okay, now so this is a primary foreign key notation, PKFK. This is a database schema. Okay, whenever you are working as a data analyst, so you get a requirement. Okay, so sometimes BA give it to you, or sometimes you have to ask directly to the client, depending on the company where you are working. If you are
Okay.
a only data analyst in your company, then you have to directly deal with the client. Okay, but if it is a
Okay.
mid type company or large company, their BA people, they create the requirement for you. Okay, business requirement document is there, they just provide you there.
Okay.
In that document they provide something like this is a diagram or database schema, so that you should understand that which
Hmm.
tables are related to each other. Okay, they just provide you so that you should understand what are the keys present, what are the columns present. Okay, this is a schema they provide you in the document itself. Okay, so
Okay.
now some questions are there, we will go through it, and again I will make you understand what is a primary key and foreign key relation. Okay, with the example.
Okay.
Now key which uniquely
Hmm.
identifies each row in a table is known as, which should be the option in this four? Can you guess it? Otherwise
Key.
I will tell you
Unique.
what is that.
Unique key.
Key which uniquely identifies each row in a table. Which key
Hmm.
uniquely identifies row in a table? This is a primary key. It will always the primary
Okay.
key which is uniquely
Hmm.
identifies,
Hmm.
because in a table we have a different foreign keys. Okay, multiple foreign keys we have, but primary key should be always one. So always the primary key will be considered as a uniquely identifies the row in a table, which is a primary key. Now here we can see
Okay.
that we have these four option as well: unique key, composite key and foreign key. Okay, so we have already seen that what is primary key and foreign key, but unique and composite, because sometimes they
Yes.
ask you for this as well. Unique key means,
It.
suppose we have in this unique key we can have a null values. Okay, suppose we have a column, suppose some customers are there, and we are mentioning their phone number as well. Okay, so for each customer phone number will be different, it will be not the that will be the unique one. Okay, for each customer it will be different. Okay, but some customer will be there, they are not mentioning their phone numbers. Okay, the in the column we
Yes.
will get the null values. Okay, so that time we call it as a
Okay.
unique key. So it looks like a same,
Okay.
it will be unique like primary key only, but you should have a null values in it. Okay, you can't uniquely identify it. Only primary key is used to uniquely identify the columns. Okay, unique key means you should
Okay.
have a null values in it, there will be no duplication. Okay,
Yes.
because each customer will have a unique number, phone number, right? But you can have a null values in unique key. That is the difference. In primary key you should don't
Okay.
you should not have a duplication and you should not have a null value. In unique key you should not have a
Yes.
duplication but you can have a null values here. And in the composite key I told you sometimes two keys as a consider as a primary key, so that time we call it as a composite key. Some in rare case we call it as a composite key. So maybe in while working you will consider sometimes you will get a data where you have a composite key. So composite key means two column will be considered as a primary key, that two column will be considered as a uniquely identifying the table, so that time we call it as a composite key. So these are all the
Okay.
keys. Okay, so you understood the difference between all these four.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next question is primary key can be contained in a table only once. Okay, so they will give you the
Once.
option this once, twice, thrice, none of this, so it should be always once.
Okay.
And in order to build a link between the two tables, which key is used? It is always the foreign key. So whenever you
Foreign.
want to join the two tables, we are using a foreign key. Okay, now
Okay.
I am showing you the example what is happening in real time. Okay, the relation is how is building between the primary key and foreign key, that is important to understand. Okay, suppose we have a customer table. Okay,
Okay.
okay, so we have in customer table we have a customer id. Okay, customer id, then we have a customer name and must be having customer surname, okay, or phone number, whatever it is. So customer last name, I'm writing last name. So whatever customer related information will be here. So what happens in real time, no, whenever you go any website, okay, so always they will give you one, whenever you are signing it up for the first time, so you will get an option of sign up, right? Always you will get the option of the sign up. Otherwise if you are already sign up, then you will get the option as a login. They will give you the login id and that we using
Okay.
that login id you log in that website.
Yes.
But whenever you are doing any shopping, suppose even on the Amazon, on the Flipkart, whenever you go for the first time, okay, you are visiting for the first time, they will give you the sign up option. So in sign up option some questions are there, what is your name, what is your surname, what is your phone number, oh, and whatever it is. Okay, so they will ask male, female, something like that. And when we enter up, then they will provide you some id, this is your id. Okay, so whenever we are filling that form means whatever data we have provided, it goes in their database. Okay, suppose I am there and I'm logging in for the first time in Amazon, so I will tell like my name is Asmi, my surname is Mukadam, I am female, my age is this, whatever it is. So whatever form I am filling it and entering it, it will go in this customer database. Okay, so suppose I have created this I have login for the first time, so I have it created as a LT001. Okay, so this will be the my id. Okay, and my name is here. Okay, and suppose I have given my surname as well, age as well. So all the relation information related to me, by filling that form it will go in their database with the customer table. Okay, this is the customer table. Okay, now they in the
Okay.
database I have already told you we have different tables. So one table is there, we call it as a order table. Okay, and one table is there should be a product table as I'm buying something, right? So product id, so whatever product information they have in their company, that will be having another table. Okay, so product id, then product name will be there. Okay, then product category will be there, okay, subcategory will be there. So all the information related to the product, okay, so it will be present in a product table. So in the database we
Okay.
have a customer table where we have just filled the form and got the information, it is filled in the customer table. In the product table, whatever products they have, so they must be having 1,000 products or maybe more than that. So all the information will related to product, it will be present in the product id. Now one more table will be there where daily transaction will be happening and daily is updating. It will, this product id will update only when there will be the new product. This customer id will update only when the new customer is been added, okay. But this order table where daily transaction is happening, here what will be there? So here again customer id, suppose I am there, okay, then whatever product I am purchasing, okay, I am writing here product id,
Yeah.
then name, okay, no, product name, no, it will not come as. So here it will quantity, how many quantity I have bought, okay, what will be the price of that. So all information will come here. So now or one more table is there here, suppose geography, okay. So in the geography also, whatever information in the form also they will put information, the location, okay, in which city you state or state, something like that. Suppose city is there, okay, then state is there, then address also. So all this information it will be there in the form. So whatever I have put whatever I have given the information, it will go in this geography table. Now we have this one table which is in the center, we call it as a fact table, okay. So it will, this fact table will update on daily basis. Geography and customer only update whenever new customer is been added, and product table will get update only when the new product is been added in the company, okay. Now if we want, suppose suppose manager want information that how much sale is done by the asmi, okay, I want a customer information, how much product or how many quantity the asmi has bought, or how many sales coming from this asmi customer, okay. So if we want any information between the two tables, so name is here and whatever quantity I have bought or whatever sale I have done, it is present in another table. So if we want information from this two table, we have to join it, right? So
Yes.
in the Power BI we have a relation, direct relation. So if we create a chart, we will get it. But in the SQL we are not having anything something like this. So here we are having the joins to join the two tables. If you want information from the two tables, you have to use the joins. So for getting the information, how much how much sale done by the asmi or how much quantity she has bought, we have to join these two tables, okay. So I have already told you, whenever we are joining the two tables, we should have a common column between this. So if we want to join customer with order, so we should have a common column. So common column, this customer ID is there, okay. On the basis of this customer ID we are joining and then we are getting the information. If we would not have this customer
Okay.
ID, we will not get any information. So whenever we want to join the two tables, we should have a common column, okay. So one should be the primary key and another should be a foreign key. So you should always remember, primary key always present in this dimension tables, okay. Why we are calling it as a dimension tables? Because where whatever information related to customer we are getting, so dimension means wherever the descriptive things are present, customer id is present, customer name, last name, okay, age is present, okay. So here
Okay.
not numbers are present, okay. We are not doing any calculation regarding this table. Even for the product also, product id is there, product name is there, category, but price is not, even price is mentioned here, but whatever sales, whatever calculation will be doing, averaging, sum, all will be present in the fact table only. So these three tables will be considered as a dimension table always. So this is a dimension table, this is a dimension table, and this is also a dimension table. So in the dimension table there will be always a descriptive thing. We are not having any column on which we are doing the calculations. All the calculations we are doing will be present in the fact table. So in the fact table there will be always foreign keys. Okay, foreign keys along with the numbers, metrics, all metrics. So here you can see that we are having quantity, we can add it, price also, whatever. Now suppose customer ID, I am LT001. Okay, and here the LT001. So here date will be also there. Okay, suppose I am putting one more column here. Okay, for the date. Okay, suppose on the today is 13th of October. On 13th of October I have bought product number 1. Suppose here the product number 1 is AC. Okay, so I have bought this AC from the Amazon. Okay, so in this table it will get loaded that on this date I have bought this. Now again on the 20th October I came and again I have bought something. Okay, this time I have bought the mobile. Okay, so same customer is there. Okay, LT001, and on this date I have again bought the product number 2, which is mobile, from the same site. Okay, now again maybe on in a November next month. Okay, on the 1st of November again I am coming to the site and again I am buying something. So LT001 it will be there, and again I am buying third product. Okay, suppose third product is refrigerator.
Mm.
Okay, so I am buying, and how much quantity if I am buying? Suppose this AC I am buying 2, and mobile I am buying 3. Okay, and refrigerator I am buying 1. So whenever somebody is asking or requirement is there, I want to see how much quantity Asmi has bought. So what will happen? It will get added. Okay, so I have bought 6 quantity total. Okay, 6 quantity total, and suppose price is mentioned for this is $100, this is also 200, this is also $100, and this is also $100. Okay, so quantity is 2, but the total sale is 100. So if I want to see the sale for mine, okay, so it will be 300. Okay, so
Okay.
in short I want to tell you that whatever calculation will be there, it will be present in a fact table. This is a fact table. So in the fact table you should have always the foreign key. Okay, tomorrow again suppose if here all I'm buying one quantity, again I'm coming next day and again I'm buying the AC here. Okay, suppose quantity 1 again I'm writing here. So here you can see that product number ID is coming for the 2 times. Okay, because in the October month also I have bought it, in the November month also I am bought it. Okay, and customer ID here you can see it is duplicating, because here in the October month I have come for the 2 times, in the November also I have come for the 2 times. Okay, so you should understand that here you can have always the unique one, but here in the foreign key you can have a duplicate. Why we are getting duplicate here? Because I am visiting it for many times, right? So whenever I am visiting, it will create a new record for me. So the customer ID will be repeating here and product ID will be repeating here. Suppose it is not a tech products. Suppose we are buying a normal grocery. So for grocery I have to come maybe 15 days or every month, right? So if I am buying sugar, so I have to buy sugar for every month or after 15 days. So it will, the product ID will repeat many times, right? For every 15 days it will repeat. So in the foreign this fact table it is repeating, because for each buying it is creating a new record for me. So the product ID repeat here, even customer ID also repeat here. So in the fact table you have always have a duplicate. So whenever we have seen that PPT, we have seen that foreign key you should have a duplicate. So why we are getting duplicate there, that I want to tell you. Why we are getting duplicate here? Because every time I am buying here, it is creating a new record for me. Okay, so that's why we are getting the duplicate values here. Okay, and in the this is the table where there is a primary key, it will be the unique only. It will not repeat here because it is the just information of a customer ID. So there is no need to repeat here. Here also this is the information of a product ID. There is no need to repeat here. Repeat will take place here only because the same customer can buy the same item for many times. Okay, so you will get a customer ID duplication here, you will get a product ID duplication here. So but whenever we are joining the two tables, we should have a foreign key and primary key relation. So here in the dimension table you have a primary key and here you have a foreign key. So we are joining these two tables with customer ID. Now if we want a information related to product, we want to see how much sale AC has done. So we want to join these two table because now we want information regarding the product, how much sale is done with the AC. So whatever customer, suppose you are the second customer, you are also buying AC. Okay, you are again buying this product and quantity also 1 and whatever 200. Okay, so if I want the information how much sale done by the AC, then they have to add the AC. Okay, this is okay, and they will get the answer. So if we want any information regarding the product, we have to join these two table. But for joining those two table, we should have a common column. So this product ID is a common column between these two table. This is a primary and this is a foreign. Why we are getting a duplication here? Because same product will be bought by many people, right? So duplication will happen here in a fact table. Okay, and in fact table there will be always foreign key and the matrix, nothing else. No information of a customer ID, no information of our product, or no information. There will be always IDs only, and means foreign keys along with the matrix, quantity, price, date will be there. Okay, so whatever calculation part will be there, it will be present in the fact table, and whatever descriptive part is there, it will be present in a dimension table. So in the dimension table there will be always a primary key. Okay, and in the fact table, so we generally get confused in which table what is that. So what I remember, whenever it is a fact, foreign, FF is there. So FF means in fact table there will be always foreign key. So even if in the interview they will ask in the fact table which type of key is present, you should tell them immediately like it will be a foreign key, because here F is there, here also F is there. So you will not get confused. In the dimension, opposite, primary key. Okay, so in the real time this is happening, and that's why we need to join the table. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so we are going to see this in detail in the Power BI class. Okay, but why we need to join the tables, that I have explained. Okay, but one more thing is there in the joining the two tables. No, now here you can see we have a 3 columns. Okay, and here we have a 5 columns. So whenever you are joining these two table, it will create an extended table. So whenever we are joining these two table, okay, this table and this table, so at the back end it will create a table with this 5 plus 3, 8 columns, and from that it will give you the output. So in the back end in SQL or even in the Power BI, whenever we are joining the two tables, it will create an extended table, and from that extended table we get a result. Okay, so this is happening in the back end. Nobody will ask you about that, but many people get confused why we are having a duplicates here. Okay, and why we need to have a unique values over here. That this is the reason. Okay, so in the fact table, whatever transaction will done, it will create a separate record. So maybe I'm the person, I'm buying it on alternate day, so it will come many times. Okay, if you are the person, you are coming just monthly basis, so it will come on the monthly basis, but here the duplication will be there. So this duplication will be considered as a foreign key. Okay, here also product ID is a foreign key. Tomorrow if we want to join these two table, we should have a common column. So here primary will be there, and here also geo ID we have to create, then only we can join it. Okay, so here you can see, here we have a primary key for the product ID. So this is always, primary key is always a unique. Okay, it is unique, and you must be having no duplicates here, and not null values here. So we call it as a entity integrity. Okay, for entity integrity, the rows of a column should be unique. It is should be unique. There should not be null values and there should not be no duplicates. So the for a primary key level, we have created this integrity. Okay, so if even if I am adding here any duplicate here, so if my manager asks you to put record again for 102, it will not allow me because it is entity integrated. It will show an error. You are not able to do that because whenever we will create a data table also, we should write here the primary key. So I will have to write product ID, then I will put the data type integer, then after that I will write primary key. So now database know that this is a primary key. So even if I am adding any data which is duplicated or any null value, it will not allow me. Okay, you can see this is a referential example. This is a primary key. Okay, and here for the sales table it is related to sales table with a foreign key. Now here you can see 100, 10, 102, 100, 10, 102. So this here in the second table, this is a foreign key. Okay, tomorrow if I am adding anything in this table, sales table, so it will first check whether it is present in the primary table, this our main table or not. Suppose I am adding here 103 in a sales table. First he will check in this product table because it is referring this primary key, right? If it is not present here 103, then it will not allow me to add here in the sales table. What we have to do then? First we have to create it in the primary table, main base table. Then only it will allow to add here the foreign key here. In foreign key, the duplicates are allowed and nulls are also allowed. But
Yes,
in the
sir.
primary key, it is not allowed.
Oh.
Okay, so this is a referential integrity. Referential means it will show the relation between these two. Even if I am adding here, it will first check whether it is present in this main table or not, because this table is related to this table. So whatever ID is present here, it will present here, 100% it will present here. Okay, now here product ID is 100. Okay, now these are the sale invoice number. So this is product, suppose he is buying here. Tomorrow also tomorrow also same product ID, same invoice number will create, same product ID we can create here. 100 you can see here. Even 3 times you can see here. So duplicates are allowed here. But in the primary key it is not allowed. Tomorrow again I am coming and buying again this product ID only, 100 only. It will generate any other sales invoice number, but product ID is same. Again the third day I am buying the same product only. It will generate any other sales invoice ID number and again product ID same. So here the duplicates are allowed in the foreign key, but here in the main table it is not allowed. And here you can see every time it is generating a new record. So this will be the primary key here in this table. So in one table you can have a primary key and foreign key both, but this primary key will be related to any other table with the foreign key. Understood? This is primary key for this
Yes,
table.
sir.
It will related to any other table where the foreign key will be there. Okay, so these are the relational database and we call it as a referential integrity because they are showing the relationship between the two tables. So difference between primary and foreign key: primary key is a unique identifier for each record in a table. Foreign key is a reference to the primary key of another table. Here you can see example: student ID. These are unique, not null, no duplicate. These are the primary key. Now same student will be having different departments, different subject he must be having, right? Here you can see 101, 10 for the 2 times. So this student is in this computer science department also and science department also. So here we call it as a foreign key. And these are the unique one. Only the name will be there. Only course will be mentioned. Computer. So in the computer also CS department, science department is there. Okay, so this is a foreign key here. This is a primary key here. Okay. So again in the interview they will ask you question for the difference between primary and foreign key. So primary key, it must contain unique values. It cannot contain none values. Database can only have one primary key. Okay, it is used to identify the records in the table uniquely. Foreign key, it can contain duplicate value. It can contain null value. Database can have more than one foreign keys, and it is used to make a relation between the two tables. That we call it as a foreign key.